This is Power Onward.
the podcast that unveils how power technology shapes your everyday life.
Estás escuchando Potenciando el Mundo, el podcast que te muestra cómo la tecnología energética transforma tu día a día.
Apa yang memberikan kekuatan dunia Anda?
Ito ang Power Onward.
Mit voller Kraft nach vorn.
This is Power Onward, the podcast that unveils how power technology shapes your everyday life.
The Indy 500, a legendary race where powerful engines roar to life and history is made on the pavement of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The thrill of the race, the energy of the crowd, and the unmistakable sound of high-performance engines coming together in a display of pure speed. But behind the scenes of this iconic event, there's a story of community, legacy, and innovation. Cummins, a name synonymous with racing excellence, has been a part of the Indy 500's rich history, and it's in these moments where history and horsepower become intertwined. It's a legacy that isn't just about the engineering, but about the people, the spirit of Indianapolis, and the community that lives and breathes this legendary race every year. I'm Kim.
And I'm Maggie.
And today, Maggie is going to tell us about the rich history and raw horsepower. Maggie, what makes the Indy 500 such a special event for you?
The Indy 500 is so special because it has such a rich history of community within the Indianapolis community, but community within Cummins as well. I think the Indianapolis 500 means so many different things to so many different people.
Absolutely.
And the tie that Cummins has to the race is so special and it's so unique. And I think it's a story that a lot of people don't know. And so it's fun for me to be a small part of that year after year.
I hear that you're like the Indianapolis concierge around these parts. Tell me more about how that plays into your role at Cummins.
In the Global Integrated Services Hospitality team, I serve as the Indianapolis concierge. And so what that means is when our Cummins colleagues come to Indianapolis and they're looking for different recommendations, whether that's a hotel recommendation or a restaurant recommendation or information about the Indy 500, I'm that person that can start those conversations, that can pick apart what they're looking for and help them create different experiences in Indianapolis that best suit what they're looking for, whether that's engaging with employee groups, customer groups. I can help them create an Indianapolis experience that feels good for them and helps tailor what they're looking for.
That's so cool. It's like you curate the experience based on what their hopes and dreams are, and you're the go-to person for recommendations, for maybe hotels, team outings, sporting events. Like you do it all.
I do, yeah. And that's what I love about my role. I'm such an Indianapolis advocate. I'm a huge fan of Indianapolis. And so it's really a joy that in my my everyday job that I get to tap into the Indianapolis community and help bridge that gap between Indianapolis and the Cummins experience and weave that together to just help our colleagues in any way they need it.
How does Cummins racing history influence what you do? I know we have 2 suites at the track, but what is that history? Like, what is the history behind Cummins' participation at the track?
My favorite piece of history of Cummins and the Indy 500 is that Klesse Cummins was part of the pit team of the race car that won the inaugural Indy 500.
Awesome. That's so cool.
That rich history has just, as the Indy 500 has progressed, right, as the race has changed and evolved throughout the years, I think that tidbit of how Cummins history and the Indy 500 weaves together has just continued to enrich the experience that we have at the Motor Speedway. When we bring different groups of people to the suites at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's amazing for us to tell that story, to say, hey, Klesse Cummins, obviously one of the founders of the company, started here as well. And so being able to tell that story at the suites and get our customers excited about it and get our Cummins hosts excited about it, I think just adds to the overall experience at the track. And
Absolutely.
there's so many experiences at the track on race day that are so rooted in history, right? Back home again in Indiana, just all of those amazing pre-race experiences that our customers get to experience on race day. And so as the planner, being able to weave in Cummins history to those experiences just enhances the customer experience year after year.
Being a part of the first pit crew, like that goes way, way back. And I know you're saying we're like so weaved into the history. It's so mind-boggling to me to think that he was such an innovator and he's such a big part of our company that he was a part of the pit crew. And this year, there's something called the Vintage Lap that's happening. This is new to me. So you're going to have to tell me a little bit more about what that Vintage Lap entails.
Absolutely. So an amazing part of Cummins history too is just the historical cars that have raced in the Indy 500 throughout the different years. The Vintage Lap is something that has taken place a couple different times throughout Indy 500 racing history.
Okay.
It's not something that happens every year, so it's a really special experience. And so essentially what that looks like is prior to the green flag being raised on race day, prior to back home again in Indiana and all of the amazing historical experiences that happen pre-race, a Cummins car will do a lap around the track.
These old cars, these vintage cars still run.
They do. They still run. And it's truly an experience unlike anything other because it doesn't look like your typical Indy 500 race car, obviously. It
Right.
looks like a Cummins historical car. And so our stakeholders, our customers getting to see that experience before race day is truly so special because it's one of those cars that you experience and it's like, oh, I see that in a history book, right? Like,
Right.
oh, I've seen that. Oh, that's so cool. But then to see it live and to see it actually happening on the track is truly just, it's such a cool part of Cummins history and it's something cool to experience.
Definitely. For someone who has never been to the Indy 500, what's one thing they absolutely have to experience?
Let me walk you through race weekend
Yeah.
and what that looks like as a Cummins attendee.
Yes. Paint the picture.
Because we love to make it a full weekend experience for you. And so if you're coming to the suites with us, your experience actually starts the Saturday before race.
Oh, okay.
So we invite you to come to our corporate office building and we host a welcome dinner that we're starting to get you excited, right? Welcome to our corporate office building in Columbus, Indiana. Let us tell you more of the Cummins story. Come see the little museum that is in our corporate office building. And we get you excited. We have a fun dinner. We've got yard games. We've got some Indianapolis 500 merch that we're excited to hand out. And then we send you on your way and we bring you back race day morning where we have a breakfast available to you. And then we are going to put you on some motor coaches and we're going to get you to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Wow.
When you arrive, we are already set up and we are so excited to get you in the Cummins suites where you're going to walk in and you're going to see Indy 500 memorabilia. You're going to see Cummins memorabilia. And once you enter the suites, you are going to be thrown into the Indy 500 experience on track, right?
Sounds amazing. It sounds phenomenal. Like a little bit of food, so it gets you some fuel for the day. And then you walk in and I'm picturing all the memorabilia that's available and you just feel like you're a part of it.
Absolutely. You walk in and just, you take it in, right? Once in our suites, what's amazing is that we are in Tower Terrace. So within the Motor Speedway, there's a lot of different areas where different companies and guests can engage.
Okay.
Our track side, you can see Pagoda, you can see the start and finish line. And so it's such an amazing view that when guests arrive, it's kind of that aha moment. And I want to take a picture. This is just so amazing. But once you're in the suites, we have that opportunity to head down to the pits and garages. And that in itself is an amazing Indy 500 experience.
This is VIP at its finest.
Yes. And so from there, we just experience race together. And depending on how the race goes, how many red flags, how many yellow flags, the experience normally lasts all day. And we love to just help our Cummins colleagues just engage with customers in whatever way feels good for them and help them tell the Cummins story and help with that engagement. And so I think if I were to tell somebody what do you really need to see on race day if you've never been, is the green flag going. That the start of race, there's really nothing like it. And it's such a rich experience and it's so meaningful to so many people. And I think that we have Cummins colleagues and Cummins guests who have experienced just race with us year after year. And that excitement has never wavered. It's not something that, oh, I've been once. We've seen that people time and time again just love the opportunity and the experience to see race as much as possible.
That's amazing. They don't call it the greatest spectacle in racing for no reason, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
You mentioned the green flag. What does that sound like? The adrenaline is building up, right? Everyone is like revving and raring to go.
Correct. The sights and sounds of the Motor Speedway is unlike anything other, right? And for some people, it's, oh my goodness, it's a little too loud. But that's all part of the experience, right? It's hitting all of your different senses when you're in the suites and when you're at the Motor Speedway. So the rev of the engines, the takeoff, and the quickness of the laps, the experience that we have and the view that we have within the suites, it's truly unlike anything other.
Oh my goodness. I wish I could be at the suites and just feel like the rushing of the wind as each car passes by. Like that has to feel so amazing, so crazy, right?
It's amazing. And we have some guests too who just want to experience all day and never leave their seat because it's the greatest spectacle and it's unlike any other race. And so it's amazing to be a part of the team that gets to put that experience on for people. And they walk away after race just eyes huge. And that was amazing. And it's really, really wonderful to be a part of that experience and help create such a fun experience for people.
The thoughtfulness, the care, I can see it in your face. You take such pride in making sure that they get the best experience out of this so that they do feel like VIP members of Cummins.
Absolutely. And that's really a part of the team that I sit on, Global Integrated Services Hospitality. That's our motto, right? Of just creating the Cummins experience that aligns with the company values, but also ensures that we understand each guest and we understand that our Cummins colleagues are bringing these guests and these customers to the suite to help engage with their relationship. And so we take great pride in that we understand what part of the business that we fall into and let us help you with those conversations by just creating a really memorable experience so they can help foster and build the relationship that they need to build.
How do you even begin to plan such an amazing event like this?
An event like the Indy 500 cannot be successful for us without the community partners that I have. By attending the Indy 500, we Cummins are stepping into an iconic Indianapolis event. And so in order to do that, in order to get our guests there, in order to have amazing food and beverage, in order to have amazing gifting opportunities that we do, I have to tap into the Indianapolis community who, through different small businesses, through longstanding partnerships, help me create that Cummins experience. And I think what's amazing is that year after year, these different Indianapolis, Indiana companies that I'm able to partner with are just so excited to partner with us, to partner with Cummins to help create this experience. But as the Indianapolis concierge, being able to call on these companies is just such a joy. I live in Indianapolis. And so these are companies, these are friends that I've created just through different events that I've done, through Cummins, through volunteer opportunities that I've done. And so being able to bridge that gap between Indianapolis, Indiana companies, small businesses to help create the Cummins experience at the track is so meaningful. And I think one thing that is just so special about Cummins and our Indy 500 partnership is the community and just creating the weekend experience that we're able to create for our colleagues and for our guests. Being able to tap into Indiana companies just makes it that rich Indiana experience. And Cummins is a Southern Indiana company. And so having all of those different ties just adds to the history, the experience, and it just makes it a really great race weekend year after year.
I feel that. I'm, born and raised Indiana, born and raised base. There's something to say about that. Like we put on for our city, and there's something so amazing about giving back to the city that has given us so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Maggie, it's been amazing hearing more about what you do for Cummins and how Cummins is so intertwined with the history of the Indy 500. I've learned so much today. I really appreciate you taking time to share it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so what's the big idea for this episode? This story is about more than just the thrill of the Indy 500. It's about how history, community, and innovation are all intertwined at one of the most iconic races in the world. Cummins' legacy in racing goes far beyond engines and horsepower. It's about honoring its history, connecting with the community, and inspiring others through the magic of motorsports in the city that's at the heart of it all.
Ini adalah
Power Onward. あなたの毎日に影響を与える
Comment la technologie de l'énergie
membentuk kehidupan harian Anda.
Thank you for listening to Power Onward. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast platform. If you want to dig deeper on what we covered today, check out the show notes for additional links or go to cummins.com/podcast. Until next time, Power Onward. We're from Cummins, the company that's been innovating toward the future for more than 100 years. We're no strangers to rapid change, global shifts, and economic uncertainty. We want to be your constant during the energy transition. Whenever, wherever, forever. Power Onward.